Well, thunderstorms moving across I-35 this evening, and then we're going to see another risk for severe weather, a greater one, Monday into Tuesday, along with fire danger. I'll have those details in today's web weather. Well, it's a lot different look here on our Sherman Chevrolet Cadillac Tower Cam, which with a lot of cloudy skies out there and a line of storms beginning to make their way closer to the I-35 corridor this evening. We're going to continue to see those storm chances increase from 40% to 60% as it moves further and further into Texoma. Those southeast winds 10 to 20, gusting up to 25 for some of us. Will be dropping down into the 50s over the next couple of hours. Fire danger also between now and 7 o'clock this evening is going to be elevated on the west side, on the east side of that dry line, where relative humidity values are pretty low and the wind gusts are pretty high, up to 25. But here's a look at the severe weather threat going into this evening. I think it's about through midnight tonight. So we got a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather for Ardmore, Marietta, and for Durant just to the east of that. Sherman just on the cusp of that level 1 risk. Gainesville also included in that. Could see some strong thunderstorms here in the next couple of hours as this system progresses east. Here's a look at the radar reflectivity over the last couple of hours. Beginning to see this line kind of form and move off to the east. That's where the dry line is. That's what's fueling these storms. And we're going to continue to see that move off to the east. One thing that is lacking is moisture. We're in the 50s with those dew points where the dry line is off to the west, and then to the east of the dry line, we're in the 30s for those dew points. That's one of the ingredients that are lacking this evening. That's going to help the storms not get too out of hand. But here's a zoomed in look of the rain showers, some lighter to moderate rain showers now making their way towards I-35, towards Ardmore, Sulphur, Marietta, now Tishomingo, Medill, making their way eventually to Colgate and Atoka and the Indian Nation Turnpike. Here's what it looks like as we go throughout this evening. By 7 o'clock, we're going to see the line of storms move along I-35, 8:30 here, moving towards Sherman and Grayson County. Going to have to watch out for some of these isolated cells on the back end of it later tonight, but still not worried about anything other than wind and possibly a small hail threat this evening and into tonight. By 11:30, these storms are going to be in southeastern Oklahoma. By midnight, making their way out. We're going to continue to see cloudy skies going into tomorrow for your Monday. 20% chance of showers throughout most of the day, and then we'll show you that future sky forecast for Monday night and Tuesday in a minute. But for tonight, now through midnight, could see quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Tornado threat is very unlikely going into tonight. That's for all those locations along I-35 in the risk. And here's a look at Monday's risk. This is going to be really between midnight Monday or 10 o'clock Monday into overnight Tuesday, going into Tuesday morning. But some of the threats here: damaging winds 60 to 70 miles per hour, up to golf ball size hail, spin up tornadoes. It's going to be kind of a QLCS setup, quasi-linear convective system, and we're going to see a lot of shear with that, a lot of turning with wind, with the wind with height, and that's what's going to really fuel the potential for tornadoes overnight to Tuesday. Could see a few spin-ups. That's going to continue to move out to the east overnight and Tuesday morning. And then here's a look at the severe threats: 12 a.m. Monday through 10 a.m. Tuesday, technically 12 a.m. Tuesday, but it goes from Monday late night into 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Flooding is low. Spin-up tornado or two is low now, but the wind threat and the tornado threat going to be the biggest concerns going into Monday. Could see some isolated large hail with that. Here's a look at the future sky forecast: cloudy, 20% chance of showers, and then as we go through early morning hours of Tuesday, we're going to see again that dry line setup, and those storms really start to take off along the dry line, moving off to the east along I-35, crossing I-35, and you can see it's a much more potent system than tonight. So you can see the purples and pinks there. That is some really strong hail cores. Could see some spin-ups within that. Could see some large hail for some of these, and could see some pretty damaging winds as well as it treks to the east. That is going to continue overnight. You'll want to have a way of getting alerts. This is going to be an overnight event. It makes it a lot more dangerous because most people are asleep overnight. So you'll want to have a way of getting alerts on your phone. Have that K10 weather app downloaded. By 9 o'clock, some data suggests 10 o'clock, that system will be out, and then behind it, we're looking at clear skies. Also going to be having that fire danger high for your Tuesday as relative humidity values decrease behind that. I'll show you that in a minute. But the future rainfall totals could be up to 1.5 inches to 2 inches for some of us. Could get some pretty decent rainfall out of this system. And the wind gusts are going to be up to 40, 45 miles per hour. And then, of course, with the in the QLCS could see up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. Here's Tuesday morning at the back end of it. We're going to see up to 40 by the afternoon with gusts up to 45 even behind the system. So it's a pretty potent system with some pretty windy conditions. That's really going to ramp up fire danger Tuesday afternoon. Very high for many locations south of the Red River, and expecting that to be the same north of the Red River. Overnight lows going into your Monday going to be in the 40s.